Hi everybody, welcome back to FRAG-MENTAL. I'm Chris. Thanks for joining me once again. Today I'm going to be bringing you my top 10 perfume parlour interpretations of the House of Creed. Stay tuned to FM. Creed is a perfume house that has a long history. They began life as a tailors in Paris in the 1700s and they've been making fragrances ever since. So they've got quite a bit of experience. I've recently gone on a little journey of my own. I wanted to discover more about Creed. I knew a few of the more popular Creed fragrances, but I wanted to explore more and experience more that Creed had to offer. So I've done a video of my Creed top 10. I partly did that out of my own curiosity for learning about these Creed fragrances, but I also wanted to put my top 10 video together. You can check that one out just up here if you're interested in that. Another perfume house that's played a big part in my life is Perfume Parlour. Perfume Parlour are based in the UK, although they do ship worldwide, and in my opinion they create some stunning fragrances at amazing prices. Creed fragrances aren't the cheapest out there. You can be paying easily £200–300 or dollars for a bottle. So if there are cologne options available, then I know a lot of people are interested. Some people don't buy into clones, some people don't agree with them, but for a lot of people it's an opportunity to get your nose on scents that we wouldn't otherwise be able to. So I thought I'd bring you my top 10 perfume parlour interpretations of Creed fragrances. This will be a little bit different to my Creed top 10 because in this video I'm going to be factoring in how close the perfume parlour clones are to the originals. Let's get into this. My number 10 is Perfume Parlour's version of Spice and Wood, and theirs is called Spices and Woodies. And the original Creed is said to be inspired by the love story of Antony and Cleopatra. This one has a bright aromatic opening, and then in the base there's some cedar and oak moss, so it has a lovely depth to it. And I would say that this fragrance is very luxurious and regal and expensive. It's also very versatile. In terms of how close it is to the original Creed, to my nose, it's pretty much exact. It's very, very close. In terms of matching the performance of the Creed, well, it matches that very closely. The original Creed's performance isn't the best in the Creed lineup. I would say it's moderate performance. So you're getting around an hour of a really nice projection, and then it's a skin scent for 6 to 8 hours after that. A really nice option, really versatile scent. My number 10, Spices and Woodies. Number 9 is Bossy or Bossy, Portugal. This one is based on Creed's Bois de Portugal. So the original Creed is said to be by some a classic barbershop scent to remind you of powdery, shaving foam type smells that you might find in a classic barbershop. It's said to be inspired by the fragrant trees of Portugal. And you get a really nice herbal vibe going on with this. There's some lavender, which balances really nicely with some woods in the base. There's some sandalwood. So you get a nice kind of creamy, woody, herbal vibe going on with this one. The original Creed came higher up my Creed top 10 list. This one is lower down in this list, only because it's not quite as close as some of the other perfume parlour versions of Creed fragrances. But that's not to say that their version of Bois de Portugal isn't a great fragrance. I love it. To me, it's a 10 out of 10 fragrance. In terms of matching the original Bois de Portugal, I'd say it's about 85–90%. To me, the Creed just has a little more depth to it. It's got slightly more resinous nature. But to be honest, I find the perfume parlour version probably a little bit closer to that classic barbershop style scent. It's cheap, but it smells a lot more expensive. It's versatile. You could wear this for any occasion all year round. It's got great performance. It's a fantastic scent. Highly recommended. Number 8 is Infusions de Vetyver. This is based on Creed's original Vetiver. To me, this has that classic men's cologne vibe going on. It's light, it's fresh, it's crisp, it's airy. It's a gorgeous scent. The original Creed didn't quite make it onto my top 10 list for my Creed top 10, but this one's made it into this list because I find it to be a great match on the original. Like most of the Creeds, it's really versatile. It can be worn for any occasion, all year round, and it's got that really nice classic men's cologne vibe going on. Number 7 is Silver Mountain's Water. This is based on Creed's Silver Mountain Water, and as the name would suggest, you get a lovely, bright, clean, fresh fragrance. Really reminds you of that fresh, clean mountain air. In fact, I'll just transport myself to the mountains. Gorgeous. So you've got some mandarin, bergamot, blackcurrant, there's a base of sandalwood, so there's some nice woods. It's bright, it's fresh, it's clean, it's very nice. It's very close to Creed's original in terms of its performance, and the scent itself, a great match for the original. So very popular Creed fragrance, and this is a great Perfume Parlour interpretation. Number 6 is Royal Mayfair. This is a beautiful fragrance. It's sweet, there's lovely pine notes and eucalyptus, so it's aromatic, it's fresh. The original Creed is actually one of my favourite all-time fragrances. It came number 2 in my Creed top 10 list. This one's just slightly lower down the list because I don't find it to be quite as good a match as some of the other Perfume Parlour interpretations of Creeds. It's still close, in my opinion. It's about 85, maybe 90%. But in the original, I find the pine and the eucalyptus is slightly more pronounced. It just has maybe a touch more depth and complexity. But in my opinion, this Perfume Parlour version of Royal Mayfair is still very much a 10 out of 10 fragrance, and I love wearing this one. Number 5 is Royal Oud. Again, Creed's original didn't make it onto my Creed top 10 list, but the Perfume Parlour version is such a great match that it's crept onto this one. Royal Oud is a fougere fragrance, so it's pretty green. There's some oud in there, so this one's perhaps a touch more challenging, a little more divisive. It's not for everyone. It's not quite as crowd pleasing as a lot of the other Creed fragrances. I really like this one. For me, this one works really well dressed up, so a formal occasion, if you're wearing a nice suit perhaps, Royal Oud would work really well. So this is a lovely warm fougere. It would work really well in formal occasions, and it also has great performance. Number 4 is Santal's. This one's based on Creed's original Santal, and original Santal is just a gorgeous sandalwood based fragrance. Sandalwood is the most prominent note, and you get a lovely smooth, sweet creaminess to it. Other notes in this include cinnamon, juniper, lavender. This is really easy to wear. It's a crowd pleaser. It has been compared to Mont Blanc's Individuel, so if you smell that one, you'll have some idea of what this one smells like. The Perfume Parlour version is just a fantastic match to the original, both in terms of its performance and the scent itself. Number 3 is all about class, sophistication, it's gentlemanly. We're taking a walk through the Irish countryside. Yes, of course, it's green Irish tweed. Perfume Parlour's version is called Green Island Tweed, and it's a fantastic interpretation. It's freshly cut grass, it's crisp, it's clean, it's sophisticated, a classic release by Creed, and the Perfume Parlour version, to my nose, smells exactly the same. Nothing more to be said. Into the top 2, and if you were thinking Aventus was going to walk away with the number 1 spot, you'd be wrong. Aventus is coming in at my number 2, and to be honest, the differences between this and my number 1 are just so minuscule that there's hardly anything in it. But I decided to give Aventus number 2. I'll explain why when I come to the number 1. What more do we need to say about Aventus? In case you don't know, it came out in 2010. It was a game changer. It became such a popular fragrance because of that. It's been known as the King for quite a while now, and as far as I know, it hasn't really been dethroned. There hasn't been a fragrance that's captured the attention of people quite in the same way that Aventus does. We get a lovely burst of pineapple in the opening, there's some black currant, there's some smoky birch, and there's a lovely smooth base of sandalwood. I describe Aventus as an exciting fragrance. It's just so easy to wear. It's so pleasing, it's crowd pleasing, and the Perfume Parlour interpretation to my nose is pretty much exact, both in terms of the scent and the performance. So, what takes the number 1 spot? This is Creed's newest release. It came out in 2017. Perfume Parlour's version is called Vikings, and of course it's based on Creed Viking. The scent of Viking is gorgeous. We get some smooth citruses in the opening and a lovely minty freshness to go with it. We've got a nice, creamy, sweet, smooth sandalwood in the base. Like a lot of Creeds, this one is refined and gentlemanly, but I also describe this one as assertive. This one stands up, it wants to get noticed, and it wants to get complimented. So the reason it just got to number 1 over Aventus is, if anything, I would say that the Perfume Parlour version just has slightly better performance, just slightly, than the Perfume Parlour version of Aventus. So Vikings is my number 1. It's pretty much an exact interpretation of the original Creed in terms of the scent and the performance. So there you have it. There's my Perfume Parlour Creed Top 10. I hope you found this video useful. If you were thinking of purchasing any of these fragrances from Perfume Parlour, I will leave a link to their website in the video description down below. Please let me know, have you tried any of the fragrances? Let's have a chat about what you think and how close you think they are to the Creed originals. Please like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell to enable notifications. And until next time, keep tuning into FM and keep smelling good.